You ever noticed how she suddenly softens around you? Like when she laughs at your joke, then bites her lip, almost like she caught herself feeling too much. You probably thought it was just coincidence. Maybe she's just friendly, right? But what if I told you it wasn't random at all? What if in that exact moment, you unknowingly triggered something primal inside her? A part of her that craves to surrender, to feel safe, to embrace her feminine core. And here's the twist. It's not about your looks. It's about something far more subtle, and most men miss it completely. Ever wonder why some guys naturally pull this out of women without even trying? Have you ever seen this shift in a woman and didn't know what it meant? Comment the last time you noticed her energy change around you. And stay till the end. The last sign changes everything. You ever had a moment where a woman's entire vibe shifted in front of you ... and you couldn't quite explain it? 1 second, she's composed, in control, making moves like she's running the world. And the next, she's laughing a little softer, glancing at you longer than necessary, tucking her hair behind her ear in a way that feels ... intentional, but also vulnerable. Almost like she's slipping into something softer, something she didn't even mean to show. You probably thought it didn't mean anything. Maybe you figured she was just being polite. Or maybe, for a second, your mind raced. Is she into me? Nah, I'm probably imagining it. But here's what no one tells you. That shift wasn't random. It was a reaction. To you. Most guys have no idea they're capable of activating this. They think attraction is about looks, money, having a cool car, or saying the perfect thing at the perfect time. They chase surface-level hacks, thinking they need to be more impressive, more dominant, louder. But the truth? Some men, quietly, calmly, unlock a woman's feminine side just by being who they are. It's not manipulation. It's not a trick. It's nature, polarity, biology. You bring the masculine. She naturally relaxes into the feminine. And here's the thing that flips the script. She doesn't even realize it's happening. Her body knows before her brain does. Her tone changes. Her walls soften. Her instincts whisper, "You're safe now." You don't have to lead. You can just feel. This is the feminine shift. And it's one of the most powerful dynamics you'll ever experience. If you know how to see it, you've seen it before. Maybe in the way she started mirroring your body language during a conversation. You leaned back, and suddenly, so did she. You lowered your voice, and hers followed, almost like her nervous system wanted to sync with yours. That's not an accident. That's her deeper self tuning into your energy. And the guys who get this, they don't chase. They observe. They lead without trying. They create emotional gravity, and she leans into it because it feels good. It feels natural. Next time you're with her, and you catch even the slightest sign she's mirroring you, her tone, her breathing, her posture, don't lean in. Lean back. Watch what happens. You'll see it. Most men miss this moment, but not you. Not anymore. Picture this. You're sitting across from her at a quiet cafe. The city hums in the background, but inside, it's just you and her. She's poised. At first, legs crossed, arms resting neatly on the table, eyes scanning the menu like she's memorizing it. But as you speak, something changes. She laughs. Not the polite kind, but the soft, unguarded kind that escapes before she can catch it. Her shoulders start to drop, ever so slightly. Her posture loosens, leaning back into the chair. Her gaze lingers just a little longer. She exhales. She might not even notice it herself, but you do. That sigh? That subtle slump in her seat? That's not just body language. That's her nervous system telling her it's finally safe to stop performing. Safe to just relax. And here's what most men don't understand. This is the first sign that you're activating her feminine side. It has nothing to do with you being flashy, cocky, or over the top. It's not about making her laugh the loudest or impressing her with your resume. It's about something deeper, something calmer. It's about your presence. Women, whether they realize it or not, are constantly scanning for emotional safety. Not in the obvious way most guys think. It's not about her feeling protected, like she needs a bodyguard. No, it's about whether you radiate calm. When you're grounded, unhurried, fully present, her body responds. Her feminine energy, wired to seek balance, senses the masculine steadiness in you, and she instinctively leans toward it. That's why her breathing slows near you, why her voice softens, why her laughter feels more genuine. She's not just relaxing physically. She's melting emotionally. But here's the contrast most guys miss. You might think, oh, she's bored. She's zoning out. You might even start panicking internally, wondering if you need to ramp up the energy, tell a better story, lean in more. But the truth? She's not zoning out. She's zoning in. She's entering her feminine, the part of her that doesn't want to analyze or control, but simply feel and flow. And the more you rush to fill the silence, the faster she snaps out of it. But if you hold your frame, stay steady, breathe deeply, she go deeper into that relaxed, receptive space. It's almost like her subconscious is saying, finally, I don't have to lead anymore. That's your power. Most guys chase excitement, thinking that's the key to connection. But you're learning how to become her calm. And believe me, calm is magnetic. Next time you notice her physically relax around you, whether it's a sigh, a subtle lean back, or even just her gaze softening, don't rush to fill the space. Lower your own breathing. Slow your words. Let her follow your lead without saying a thing. She will. And that's when you'll realize you're not just part of the moment. You're directing it. Now, here's where things get interesting. At first glance, it might seem like she's testing you, being bratty, maybe even childish. But what if I told you that playful teasing, that sudden burst of giggles, that mock defiance, it isn't just her being silly. It's her slipping deeper into her feminine energy. You've probably been there before. You're talking to her, maybe at a house party, maybe after class, or even in the middle of texting back and forth late at night, and suddenly she flips the tone. She calls you trouble with a sly smirk. She sticks out her tongue after teasing you about something ridiculous. She playfully shoves your arm and says something like, "Ooh, you're so annoying." But she doesn't walk away. No. She stays. Lingers. Watches you, almost waiting to see what you'll do next. You might have thought it was just flirting, or maybe even a sign that she wasn't taking you seriously. But what you were witnessing was something far more primal and far more revealing. When a woman feels safe in her feminine energy, she naturally becomes playful, lighthearted, and yes, even a little childlike. Not in a literal sense, not immature, but emotionally free, emotionally open. It's her way of reconnecting with softness and seeing if you'll stay grounded while she does it. Here's the hidden truth. That teasing, that playfulness, it's not random. It's a test. But not the kind of test most guys think. She's not testing your value. She's testing the polarity. She wants to feel if you'll stay rooted in your masculine energy, even when she's being a little chaotic, a little unpredictable. She's trying to spark tension, to ignite that dance between masculine stability and feminine play. But here's where most guys blow it. They either get annoyed, shutting her down, acting cold, thinking, "Ooh, she's immature. I don't have time for this." Or they overinvest, chasing her playful energy, trying to match it, desperate to keep the laughter going. Both reactions kill the polarity. You don't need to chase her playfulness. You simply need to hold your frame. Let her tease. Let her. Be playful, and then respond from your center. Calm, amused, steady. Imagine her poking fun at you, laughing, eyes gleaming with mischief. Instead of trying to match her energy, you just smirk. Maybe you lean in slightly and say, "Careful. Keep pushing, and you'll see what happens." Then, you lean back. No need to explain. No need to elaborate. Just a playful threat, wrapped in calm certainty. That's what makes her melt. That's what invites her deeper into her feminine, because now she knows you're not shaken. You're not pulled off balance. You're the kind of man she can play with, without worrying that you'll lose control. Next time she teases you, or acts playful, or even tosses in a fake pout just to stir the pot, smile. Hold her gaze. Just a beat longer than necessary. Tease her back with calm confidence. And then, pull back slightly. You'll feel it. That subtle shift. That spark in her eyes. That moment where she realizes you're not like other guys. Most men get frustrated. Here, but now, you'll see it for what it really is, an invitation. Now here's where things get interesting. At first glance, it might seem like she's testing you, being bratty, maybe even childish. But what if I told you? That playful teasing, that sudden burst of giggles, that mock defiance, it isn't just her being silly. It's her slipping deeper into her feminine energy. You've probably been there before. You're talking to her, maybe at a house party, maybe after class, or even in the middle of texting back and forth late at night. And suddenly, she flips the tone. She calls you trouble with a sly smirk. She sticks out her tongue after teasing you about something ridiculous. She playfully shoves your arm and says something like, "Ooh, you're so annoying." But she doesn't walk away. No. She stays. Lingers. Watches you, almost waiting to see what you'll do next. You might have thought it was just flirting, or maybe even a sign that she wasn't taking you seriously. But what you were witnessing was something far more primal and far more revealing. When a woman feels safe in her feminine energy, she naturally becomes playful, lighthearted, and yes, even a little childlike. Not in a literal sense, not immature, but emotionally free, emotionally open. It's her way of reconnecting with softness and seeing if you'll stay grounded while she does it. Here's the hidden truth. That teasing, that playfulness, it's not random. It's a test. But not the kind of test most guys think. She's not testing your value. She's testing the polarity. She wants to feel if you'll stay rooted in your masculine energy, even when she's being a little chaotic, a little unpredictable. She's trying to spark tension, to ignite that dance between masculine stability and feminine play. But here's where most guys blow it. They either get annoyed, shutting her down, acting cold, thinking, "Ooh, she's immature. I don't have time for this." Or they overinvest, chasing her playful energy, trying to match it, desperate to keep the laughter going. Both reactions kill the polarity. You don't need to chase her playfulness. You simply need to hold your frame. Let her tease. Let her. Be playful. And then respond from your center. Calm, amused, steady. Imagine her poking fun at you, laughing, eyes gleaming with mischief. Instead of trying to match her energy, you just smirk. Maybe you lean in slightly and say, "Careful. Keep pushing, and you'll see what happens." Then, you lean back. No need to explain. No need to elaborate. Just a playful threat wrapped in calm certainty. That's what makes her melt. That's what invites her deeper into her feminine. Because now she knows you're not shaken. You're not pulled off balance. You're the kind of man she can play with, without worrying that you'll lose control. Next time she teases you, or acts playful, or even tosses in a fake pout just to stir the pot, smile. Hold her gaze. Just a beat longer than necessary. Tease her back with calm confidence, and then pull back slightly. You'll feel it. That subtle shift. That spark in her eyes. That moment where she realizes, you're not like other guys. Most men get frustrated here. But now, you'll see it for what it really is. An invitation. There's a moment so subtle, so fleeting that most guys never catch. You're mid-conversation. Maybe at a bar, maybe during a casual hangout, or even just standing in line somewhere, talking about absolutely nothing serious. And suddenly, she touches her hair. Not in an obvious dramatic flip, but soft, almost absent-minded. She tucks it behind her ear, lets her fingers linger a second longer than necessary. Then her eyes dart away. Just for a second, she smooths her dress, adjusts her bracelet, fixes her necklace like it's out of place, even though it was perfectly fine. Most men see that and think nothing of it. But you're starting to see it differently now, aren't you? Here's the truth most will never realize. Those little grooming gestures aren't random. They're not about comfort. They're not about fixing anything. They're instinctual, automatic. They happen when a woman becomes self-aware in your presence. It's her subconscious sending her a signal. You care what he thinks right now. It's not calculated. It's not even conscious. She likely doesn't even know she's doing it. But deep inside, her body is preparing itself to receive your attention, to feel attractive, to pull herself just slightly more together for you. Even if she plays it cool. It's funny, isn't it? You're standing there, probably telling some dumb story about your day, thinking you're just filling the silence. Meanwhile, her brain is racing beneath the surface. Do I look okay, right? Now? Why did I just touch my hair? Ooh, why am I even thinking about this? Was it just coincidence? Or was it because of you? You already know the answer. She's adjusting herself because she's now viewing herself through your eyes. And that only happens when you've stirred something inside her. When you've activated that feminine awareness, the one that craves to be seen, to be desired, to feel radiant in your presence. But here's the move most men miss. When they see it, if they even notice at all, they either ignore it or worse. Get awkward. They fumble. They try to play it cool, but end up breaking the moment entirely. Not you. Next time you catch her fixing herself subtly, whether it's a flick of her hair, a gentle tug on her shirt, or a glance in the mirror, don't rush. Don't comment. Simply slow down your speech. Drop your tone just a little deeper. Hold your gaze on her for half a second longer. Then smile like you've seen something secret. She'll feel it. And trust me, that's when she start wondering what else you've noticed. Most men stay blind to this, but you won't anymore. There's this moment that sneaks up on you. It doesn't start with fireworks. It doesn't come with dramatic music playing in the background. In fact, it usually begins in the quietest way imaginable. You're sitting with her. Maybe it's a dimly lit rooftop, the night air cool, but comfortable. Maybe it's the park, long after everyone else has gone home. Or maybe it's just in the car after a long drive, neither of you wanting to end the conversation just yet. At first, it's playful, light. She laughs at your jokes, nudges your arm, maybe even pokes fun at you for the silly things you say. But then there's a pause. She glances away. Just for a second, her voice softens. She exhales, almost like she's debating whether to cross a line she's drawn in her mind. And then it happens. She starts to share. Not the surface stuff. Not the scripted lines she gives to everyone else. No, this is different. Suddenly, she's telling you about her childhood, about the way she always felt like she had to prove herself growing up, about that heartbreak that still stings when she thinks about it too long, about her fears, her dreams, the things that keep her up at night. And the whole time, you're just sitting there, watching her melt. You ever wonder why that happens? It's not because she's bored. It's not because she's looking for a therapist. It's because something inside her feels safe enough to in front of you. This is one of the clearest, most powerful signs you've activated her feminine energy. Because when a woman enters her feminine around you, her guard drops. Her masculine shield, the one she wears all day in a world that demands she be strong, sharp, untouchable, finally falls away. And what's left? Her heart. Her truth, her deepest self, the one she rarely shows anyone. But here's where most men get it completely wrong. They panic. They try to fix her problems, offer advice, change the subject because it feels too heavy. Or worse, they see it as an invitation to brag, to make it about themselves, to prove they've got answers. Don't do that. That's not what she's looking for. She's not asking for solutions. She's asking for space. She wants to feel seen, without being judged, heard without interruption, held without words. Because in those moments, it's not about what you say. It's about how you're being with her. It's about your presence. And when she feels that, she goes deeper. She starts opening up more and more. Because she realizes she can. She trusts your masculine energy enough to lean fully into her feminine. Vulnerability. This isn't some surface-level attraction. This isn't just flirting. This is emotional intimacy, the kind that most men never experience because they never create the space for it. But you're different now. Next time a woman begins to share something real with you, something raw, something personal, don't rush in. Don't fill the space. Just breathe. Stay silent a little longer than feels comfortable. That's comfortable? Let her words hang in the air. And watch what happens. She go deeper. She lean in further. She feels something with you that she hasn't felt in a long time. Safety. And once a woman feels that, she never forgets it. You become the man she can open herself to. Most guys never even come close. But you're already there. There's a particular kind of moment most guys don't recognize. But it's one of the clearest signals that you've stirred something deep inside her. You're standing together, maybe at a crowded party or even just walking down the street. The night stretches ahead, full of endless possibilities. You ask her what she wants to do next. And she smiles, shrugs, and says those 5 words every man has heard at some point. I don't know. You pick. Now, most guys hear that and get frustrated. They think, why can't she just decide? Why does she have to be so indecisive? They think it's laziness. Or worse, disinterest. But here's what's really happening. When a woman enters her feminine around you, she naturally becomes more receptive, more open. She doesn't want to lead. She doesn't want to make the plan or carry the decision-making weight. Her feminine energy craves direction, but only from a man she respects. Her saying, I don't know. You pick isn't indecision. It's an invitation. It's her way of softly handing you the wheel, waiting to see if you'll confidently take it. She's signaling, I trust you to lead me somewhere worth going. But here's where most men slip up. They hesitate. They deflect back. I don't know either. Whatever you want. They pass the decision right back into her lap, unknowingly forcing her back into her masculine energy, making her take control. And just like that, the polarity collapses. But you're starting to see it differently now. You understand. That leadership isn't about barking orders or dominating the room. It's about being calm, clear, and decisive while still being playful and grounded. It's about confidently steering the ship without forcing it. Imagine this. She says, I don't know, you pick. And instead of freezing, you smile, meet her eyes, and say, all right, let's go grab that place I told you about. You'll love it. Simple, clear, no over-explaining, no hesitation. Then you start walking, slowly, confidently, assuming she'll follow. And she will, because in that moment, you've done something most men never do. You've allowed her to fully surrender into her feminine, without pressure or force. She gets to relax, knowing you've got it handled. That's not just attractive. That's magnetic. The next time she hesitates or says she's unsure, don't waffle. Calmly suggest a clear direction. Watch her face soften, her body ease, her whole energy shift. She wasn't testing your ideas. She was testing your certainty. And now that you understand this, you'll never miss that signal again. It always starts with something small, almost invisible if you're not paying attention. You're deep in conversation, maybe seated side by side in a booth, or walking through a park, your shoulders closed but not quite touching. The air hums with unspoken energy. Then it happens. She laughs at something you said, really laughs, and as she does, her hand casually rests on your arm. Light, barely there. But it lingers just a second too long to be accidental. Or maybe she bumps into you as you're walking, brushing against you with a playful grin, only to glance away like nothing happened. And there it is. Most guys miss this entirely. They think it's coincidence. They think it's just how she is. Oh, she's touchy with everyone. Or worse, they think it's meaningless. But you're starting to see it for what it really is. Physical affection, especially initiated by her, isn't random. It's instinctive. And it's almost always the final, clearest sign that you've activated her feminine side. Because here's the truth. A woman in her feminine naturally becomes more physical. She gravitates toward closeness, toward softness, toward touch. But not just with anyone. Only with the man whose energy makes her feel safe, playful, and desired all at once. That little touch on your arm? It's her way of saying, I feel comfortable around you. I want to be closer. That lingering hug when you say goodbye, where her body melts just a little more into yours. It's her unspoken request to extend the connection without words. But here's where it gets fascinating. You probably assumed she was just being friendly, right? That she's just like that with people. But deep down, her body doesn't lie. She's drawn to you, whether she realizes it yet or not. Her feminine energy is pulling her toward the masculine energy you're radiating. And her touch, whether playful, affectionate, or accidental, is the physical manifestation of that emotional shift. It's not a conscious strategy. It's biological, instinctual. But here's the catch most guys never see. If you get too excited, if you lean in too fast, if you react with desperation, you shatter the moment. Because what she's really doing isn't just touching you for attention. She's inviting you to recognize the moment without rushing it. She's testing whether you can handle it. Next time this happens, and you'll know exactly what to do. When she touches you first, whether it's a brush of the arm, a playful shove, or a lingering goodbye pause, don't react immediately. Instead, hold her gaze. Let a slow, knowing smile spread across your face. Let the tension hang in the air for just a beat longer than feels comfortable. Then, respond in a way that's calm and grounded. Maybe a playful smirk. Maybe a simple, careful, you're playing with fire. And then, pull back slightly. You'll feel it instantly, the electricity crackling between you. Because now, you've done something most men never master. You've let her lean in first, while keeping your cool. That's the moment she realizes she wants to be even closer. You've unlocked the part of her that wants connection, craves touch, desires intimacy. Most men never even get close to this, but you've crossed into rare territory. And once you see this sign, you'll never unsee it again. There's a moment, one that feels almost cinematic, where everything clicks. Maybe it's after dinner, as you step out onto the sidewalk, the night wrapping around you like a secret. You start walking, calm, unhurried, and without even thinking about it. She follows. She doesn't ask where you're going. She doesn't question your pace. She simply falls in step beside you, a soft smile playing on her lips. That's the switch. That's the power of masculine energy, not the loud, aggressive. Kind that tries to dominate a room, but the steady, quiet confidence that draws her in without a word. Because here's what nobody tells you. Keeping her in her feminine isn't about maintaining tension all the time. It's not about constantly testing her or trying to win her attention. It's about consistency. It's about showing up again and again as the grounded, calm, steady presence she can naturally relax into. It's about being unshakable, not just in conversation, not just during dates, but in your entire way of being. And this doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means you breathe deeper when others panic. It means you speak slower when others rush. It means you lean back when others lean in. You're the anchor. And women, whether they realize it or not, are drawn to anchors. Because in a world that constantly demands they be in their masculine leading, achieving, controlling, they're silently craving a man who gives them permission to let go, to soften, to just feel. That's why she follows your lead without question. That's why she laughs more around you, touches you more, opens up more. Because you're giving her the gift no one else is offering. Safety. Not the safety of locking doors or walking her to her car, though those things matter too, but emotional safety. The kind that lets her melt into her feminine fully, without apology. And here's the secret most men never grasp. This isn't a technique. It's a practice. It's the way you carry yourself every day, in every interaction, with every person. It's in your breathing, your posture, your words. Next time you walk ahead of her, whether it's across the street or through a crowded room, don't look back. Just hold the door open calmly, knowing she'll follow, because she wants to. You've mastered the switch now, the one that keeps her in her feminine without force or games. Few men ever get here. But you just did. And once you feel this, once you see it work in real life, you'll never go back. Let's bring this full circle. You've just learned the 6 hidden signs that you're secretly activating her feminine side. Signs that most men never even see. But now, you'll spot them everywhere. Let's lock it in. 1. She physically relaxes around you. Her body softens, her breathing slows, and without even realizing it, she melts into your presence. 2. She becomes playful and teasing. That giggly, bratty energy? It's not rejection. It's her leaning into the feminine, craving your steady frame. 3. She starts fixing herself, subtly adjusting her hair, smoothing her clothes, fidgeting with her jewelry. Her body is saying, I care how I look to you. 4. She opens up emotionally. She shares her fears, her dreams, her hidden sides, because she feels safe with you. 5. She becomes receptive to your lead. Suddenly, she's happy to follow your plans, craving your direction, not because she's weak, but because you've earned her trust. And 6. She initiates physical touch. Whether it's playful, accidental, or lingering, her body's telling you exactly what her words won't. Here's your challenge. Replay this video. Notice how many of these signs you've already seen, maybe without realizing it. And now, you'll never miss them again. You're not like most men. You see what others don't. And that changes everything.